My name is Mac. I've been a runner since 2008. I ran all the way through middle school, college competitively at a D2 highly ranked school. Went to nationals multiple times, 5:06 in the mile, sub 17-minute 5K, 16 like 40 something. And now I help a bunch of runners get fast without feeling burned out, without feeling overwhelmed, and actually getting those PRs that they really want to so they can feel proud and accomplished and overall be a better human. Be the best version of themselves. So my goal is to give you the list of 5 types of runs. I'll go over this in a little bit. The 5 types of runs that you need in your weekly schedule to be fast, get a PR, and be the ultimate best version of yourself. Okay, so here's what we're gonna go down. We have 5 types of run. So I created the acronym FUELS, so fast, unwind, easy, long, and strength to help you remember that when you are planning out your week, this is what you need. Before we get into that, real quick, we have to make sure that we are ready for all 5 types of these runs, and that is that you have to have passed the build phase in your training block. Okay, so the base phase. So we have our base, then we're going to go into our build. Build is when we can start adding in those 5 types of run. So base is about 4 to 6, 7, 8. Kind of depends on where you are at as a runner if you need more of a base, but that's just establishing your miles, becoming a normal runner again, feeling good, feeling comfortable. When you feel like you've found your easy pace and it's comfortable, easy to run miles, that's kind of when you're almost done with your base phase. And we want to include strength in that. So whether that's home workouts, gym workouts, body weights, or that's getting in hills is another form of strength. So once you've established your base phase, then you can move to your build. So your build is when you start adding a workout a week, a long run a week, optional second workout a week, and putting all the pieces together. So let's go over each one, what each one kind of looks like. So we have our 5 types of run. So first one is fast. This is basically your workout. So when you finally have reached that phase when you can add in a workout, that's going to be your tempos, your fartlicks, your snowballs, your progressions, your intervals. Lots of different words for all these fancy workouts. But the main thing is that you want to break it into 3 different parts, which I literally have another thing for that. 3 parts of a workout. Prepare, execute, recover. Okay, so we have our warm-up. I'm not going to go fully in depth. There's another video on that whole thing, keys to a workout. But you want to do your warm-up, which is feeling good, easy run, stretching, going for a comfortable run, easy pace, and then actually doing the full workout. And usually that's going to consist of running fast and taking a break, either running easy, standing, walking, resting, and then going again. So just kind of that back and forth of resting, speed play, so that you kind of can keep pushing yourself instead of just going and running all out. You are not getting the max amount of benefit. So please do not just go all out and consider that a workout. You can get so much more out of yourself if you actually do an actual workout. Okay, so we have that's fast. Backtrack. So you have your warm up, your actual workout, then you have the cool down. Your cool down, easy pace, again, honestly slower than that. But that's kind of the 3 main pieces to a workout. Prepare, execute, and recover. Then the second one that we're going to talk about is your unwind. And there's 2 different versions of this. The first one you're going to need to have is an off day. Most runners 100% should have an off day. Even when I was peak running nationally, at a national level, most of my training season, I still took at least 1 off day. If I didn't, I ran like either I swam in the pool or I did like 1 to 2 miles on my unwind day. So you want to make sure you have at least 1 completely off day, and please plan that ahead so you actually enjoy it and it doesn't stress you out. Okay. So unwind, you need an off day. And then the second part of that is that you can also have a cross training day. So that's when you basically do pretty much anything else besides a run that is less damaging to you, I guess. Not as impactful is maybe the word I want to use. But running, you can only do so much running before you break down your body and you're not getting any benefits. If you do swimming, you can do like 4, 6, 8 hours in the pool and like it is still benefiting you and you're not like physically going to break down. So that's why like swimmers swim in the pool for freaking ever, is because it's not like actually tearing their body down. We're running, like at a certain point you have to stop running. You're not going to get any more benefits. So you can do swimming, you can do biking, ellipticaling, you could do yoga, kind of depending on where you're at and where your needs are. There's going to be different levels for that. But big thing is like include a rest day. You don't have to have a cross training day, but some people kind of like the difference and you can still kind of get some benefit from that. The third one is your E in fuels, and that is your easy runs. Usually you're going to want to have a couple of these in your training week. And that's basically just to like absorb your training, feel good, still get miles, still kind of get that endurance piece, but please make sure that you do have some easy days. It doesn't have to be like every run is an easy run, but you do need to have like anywhere from like 2 to like 3, 4 easy runs in your day. Those are going to be the main base of your running. And that's conversational pace, feeling good, being able to have a conversation with somebody running next to you, but they still kind of know that you're working out. Then the last one is the L, and that's for long run. L, long run. And this is the longest run of your training block. Most runners you're going to see do it like on a Saturday or Sunday, because that's usually when you have a little bit more time as a runner to do it, but you can put it anywhere you want. But this is for sure the longest run of your week. There were some times when it almost matched like my workout. If I did like a 2-mile warm up, 2-mile cool down, and my workout was like 3 miles long, sometimes that would match up when I was, the longest thing that I was doing was like a 5K for the race. So sometimes your workouts can kind of overlap and match with that distance, so don't worry if that happens. But over time, you just want to slowly build up your long run and increase it every other week, every week, kind of depending on where you're at. Then the last one, which is like kind of could be a run, kind of not. But I did actually ended up adding this later because I think it is important. That's S, strength. And the type of run that you want to add in is hills, getting some sort of variety. And usually you actually want to include that in your base phase, of getting like 3 hill workouts overall in your base phase. That's usually kind of what I like to do. But if you know you have hillier races or, like a hillier race, then you kind of want to start to include that. Maybe just be more intentional about getting that throughout your runs if you have a flatter location. And the second piece to this is mainly I think that you need to have a strength day if you are in your 30s, I guess. I'm like almost getting there. I'm 28, but if you are starting to get to that phase, strength can be such a good thing. It helps you get faster, but it does prevent injury. It helps prevent burnout, and it can, like I said, it can actually make you faster. So I would highly encourage you to have one strength workout a week, even if it's 20 minutes, even if it's 5. Just start somewhere, and you can attach this. It can be its own day depending on your schedule. Right now for me it is with having a 1-year-old. That's just where I just have it as an optional one, and I'm training for the mile right now, speedy fast mile. But what most people recommend, what we did is attaching it, making your hard days harder so that you kind of get more out of yourself, so you can do it like after a hard workout than you would go and lift is like the most beneficial part. But if you don't have enough time, the best strength workout to get is the one you can actually get in. So, you can attach it to a hard workout or just have it as its own, do 20 minutes, 5 minutes, so on and so forth. I think we have a 5-minute strength program on here for free. It's like 4 weeks long, 4 days a week. It's pretty killer. So you can check that out. But yeah, just a quick recap. Fuels, fast, unwind, easy, long, and strength. So if you include these 5 in and you can get these in every single week, I promise you will start to see results and get faster. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know if this was helpful. And if you have anything else for me to go over. I hope you enjoy.